So we were just talking a second ago. Welcome to Breaking Hymas podcast. Breaking Hyman podcast. My guest is Curtis Hinds.
What's up?
We were talking about. So you were saying when you went to Europe a couple years ago that their nicotine pouches are good over there.
They're okay.
They're okay. But
I didn't really use them. I just started smoking again.
the vapes suck, huh?
Yeah, because I was vaping at that time, and the vapes sucked.
Yeah, I remember when you were vaping when I first met you.
Yeah, so I started and everybody over there smokes. Everybody smokes
Europeans
cigarettes.
are real. Well, they're like natural. Like they're very oh, look at my unpasteurized cigarette, you American pig dog.
What was crazy though is I hung out with Americans though.
Really? But they were smoking too?
Yeah, everybody
The culture
smoked.
got to them. That's so interesting. Maybe that's why they're thinner over there. They smoke.
They fucking walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, there was one night we were walking, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm with these group of people, and we just left the comedy club, and I'm walking, and they're like, yeah, we're going to go to this bar on the outskirts of the city. We're just going to walk over here to catch this train. I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. And then when we get in, the city I was staying in, there's a river in the middle. And then,
was this in Prague?
Yeah, so there's a river in the middle, then it's kind of just built up on them. On a hill or mountains this way, right? Mm-hmm. And when we get to this park, and it's just 12 staircases.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Straight up.
Nothing for them.
And I was looking at it, and then I looked at this other over there she'd be fat. Here she'd be just chubby.
Should be cute.
She was cute, period. But I looked at her, and I was like, I ain't doing it. She's like, you calling an Uber? And I was like, yep.
Wow.
She's like, I'll ride with you.
It's like going to Asia, and it's like, oh, we're going to go see the Tibetan monks.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that.
See, that's one thing I am looking forward to with travel is shedding this weight. I can walk around a lot more if I need to. I don't know, though. I don't know if I have the stamina. I need to build that up.
You know how you do that, right?
Fuck a lot of bitches.
No, just walk.
Oh, okay.
Walk, motherfucker.
I am. I'm walking about 1.5 miles on the treadmill every day. I should walk more.
15 minutes of sex ain't going to build no stamina.
No, it's not.
No.
15? You think I can get to 15? 15 with her on top.
I mean, if you eat pussy for 10 minutes.
That counts, right?
Yeah, right.
It's just burning calories, and you're not ingesting any calories.
If I have sex for longer than 15 minutes, I don't know if I want to be here anymore.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I jerked off this morning, and it was a solid, from start to finish. It took longer to find the scene I wanted to watch than it did to nut.
I'm old. It's like I tell that joke, hey, a bunch of my friends are talking about threesomes. I'm like, how do you have enough dick for 2 women?
I know, man.
And
well, it's so you can just chill and let the two of them go at it for a little while. It's like, I'm taking a break, bitches.
That feels a little cock to me.
Yeah, well, not if it's another girl. If it's another guy, you're getting cucked. You can't get cucked by another girl, can you?
I don't know.
I don't think you can. I'm sure there's a genre of porn, some big beefy lesbian ties a guy up and fucks his wife while.
Do you know what I call a big beefy lesbian?
What's that?
A man, and I believe in equality, and I will slap the fuck out of that dude.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I agree. So. Just for starters, I mean, we kind of do a little bit of a biography here. You started comedy almost 4 years ago, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's maybe 3. No, it'd probably be coming up on 3.5.
3.5. Okay, so same for me, or not same for me. I'm a year behind you. I'm at 2.5 in July.
I started around the time school started.
Okay, in 21.
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah.
When school started is when
kind of the same, yeah.
I'd only been going to tech, so yeah, about 3.5 at this point. And
the catalyst for that, like myself, was a divorce, but also a lot of other shit.
Yeah. I'd done comedy before about 7 or 8 years.
I don't think I knew that. So in California?
No.
Okay.
I've been in Lubbock for 15.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So what happened is I've always been kind of funny.
Sure.
And there was an ad for an open mic at Backstage.
I remember hearing about it, yeah.
Yeah, and I showed my ex-wife, and I was like, oh, look at this, I want to try stand-up. She's like, fuck yeah. So
she was encouraged. My ex-wife shit on the idea.
No, I mean,
really?
my ex-wife, we were cool for a long time, but one of the reasons she fucked me is because I was funny.
Yeah, that is true. My ex-wife just started thinking she was funnier than me. Bitch.
Yeah, Angelica thinks that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm
it's like it's a different kind of funny.
Get on stage.
I know, right?
But I did 2 open mics at Backstage, and a bunch of my homies came.
Okay. Was anybody from the scene now around then?
Well,
Caleb, Aaron.
Well, Corey was there.
Corey, okay.
Corey was there. Caleb was there. JJ Howell was there.
Okay.
And I met Caleb and Corey that night, and Caleb don't remember, but Corey
Carrasco?
No.
Corey Evans, sorry.
Corey
I
Evans.
saw Corey at Carrasco 2 nights ago.
He was cool, and I became friends with him.
Oh, okay.
Like, I had him on Facebook, and then when I got divorced, and I moved back to town from living in Rawls with my homie.
Okay.
I went back to school. I was like, I need a fucking hobby.
Yeah. Same. That's exactly why I started. Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, it's an open mic.
Yeah. Well, and public speaking is something you have a lot of experience with through like recovery and shit like that.
Yeah. And being and doing safety and things of that nature, giving presentations.
It's your job.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, same for me. I was doing the Alamo Draft House thing. So it just kind of felt like, hey, what's a way I can share my own thoughts and ideas on stage, and I can cuss too and talk about fucking pussy.
Dude, my first 5 minutes of stand-up was really just me doing the skinny dick, fat dick joke.
Oh, yeah. Like the meth shit.
Just like... that one, like, and I would like hang my arm down and be like, skinny Kurt Dick. And then I'd bring it up to just a hand and be
That's
like,
good.
Fat Kurt Dick.
That was like your first sets?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's good.
That was my thing. And I remember I seen the ad and I spent a whole week writing a set.
Really? Wow.
And then I went up there and I did 5 to 6 minutes probably my first time, and I slayed.
Yeah.
Like I slayed hard. But I was telling the same jokes that my friends had been laughing at for years.
Yeah.
I just shortened them way up.
The fact that you knew how to do that is, I had real short, quick jokes, like stuff I'd post on like Twitter back in the day.
Yeah.
And that was all of my first set. You were there. I mean, I only remember a few of the jokes I told. Like you, Rafa, Derek, Selena, Tory Lane. I met my first open mic. And fucking been, Tori's in Shreveport now, I guess. Yeah.
Miss
her.
you, girl.
Yeah. But everybody else is still around in Lubbock doing comedy, which Derek we see occasionally. But you and Rafa, fucking, I'll see you guys a couple times a week.
Dude, everybody that was open at that open mics when I started is not around anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression I got. I mean, there are people that have dropped off since I have, people that have moved, like Bondo, who's fucking on a TV show now, which is crazy.
Well, Bondo wasn't around either.
Bondo was a college student. Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy. We had a different set of comics coming out, and I think mostly too it's because like Corey's been doing had that time been doing comedy like 8-9 years.
Yeah. So when he left, a lot of people that because
a lot of the older comics stopped coming around because Corey doesn't come out.
Yeah. And I mean that's shit, man. That's something I need to think about. If I ever quit comedy, all the people that come around that I sort of like got into the scene, like, or I didn't necessarily get them into it, but I've like hit them up like, hey, where the fuck are you? You missed this open mic. I mean, I try and do that because I want to have a good show at Bar PM, and if people aren't showing up, fucking. But I mean, we always have at least 8 or 10 of us minimum. Yeah. Which is fucking great. Yeah. But, so what all, you've done some cool shit. Since who have you? Did you do the Omar Gooding show?
No, man.
Okay, I can't remember who you did
before. That shit got canceled.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. But you've done some.
And no one's refunded tickets on it.
Oh, shit. Well, they're not hitting you up, are they? They're like, Curtis, give me my money back. You're like, fuck you. I didn't even get paid.
Yeah, no shit. Like that shit
probably wouldn't, even if the show wasn't.
Dude, I feel really blessed to be doing comedy like I am. Yeah. Because, like, right now, for example, I have the roast. I'm going on vacation. When I get back, I have the roast.
That's right. Where are y'all going again?
We're going to Salt Lake City, and we're going to see Shane Gillis and do the 5 national parks.
I am jealous, man. That is cool. So you're hitting Yellowstone too?
No, that's California. No, Zion's the big one we're hitting.
Okay.
So Arches, Caprock, Zion. I can't remember the other.
Arches isn't is the Painted Desert out that way too?
Maybe yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. I've never been up that way. I've been through like Yellowstone and Tetons and stuff in Wyoming and Montana, but
we did Glacier.
Oh yeah, I've never been to Glacier. My ex-wife's aunt lived right out there. I say aunt because I was married to a bitch from Wyoming, and she made fun of me for saying aunt. It's aunt.
One of my stepsisters lives up there.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they base in Bozeman, so we could go. We're more than welcome to sleep in their guest room, go up there and fuck around.
Shit. Cool. Well, I've heard Bozeman has like a cool art scene. I bet you there's mics there and shit.
There's not.
There's not a mic in Bozeman. Mm-mm. Man, there needs to be some funny fuckers in Bozeman.
There's not shit in Bozeman like that.
Real? What is Missoula the big town in Montana?
Oh fuck, I don't know. But there's not shit in Bozeman.
Oh, well, there ain't shit in Wyoming either. If you want to live not close to anybody, you go to Wyoming.
I lived in Laramie.
You lived in Laramie?
Yeah.
Did you do like mechanic school up there or something?
Yeah, I went to
My friend Colin Weiland went up there too. He lives in Lubbock now. He went to school up there.
I went to Wyotech.
Wow. Okay.
And
damn.
You're
well traveled.
I got in a bunch of trouble.
Shit.
And I did some dumb shit, and they asked me to leave the school.
Wyoming is a place that you're lucky they just asked you to leave and didn't like make you leave.
I mean,
fucking send you on a stretcher or something. Those people are.
No, it was a school that asked me to leave.
The school. Okay, never mind then.
I got in.
You don't have to go into any detail unless you want to.
Oh, I just beat up a kid that missed too many classes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Which did they take more seriously, beating up the kid or missing classes?
Dude, so the kid had been trying to bully me because I was from California, right?
Fuck him.
And I called myself a Texafornian.
Yeah, that's
because I'd been living in Texas and Cali my whole life.
Coastal.
Yeah, and I got really drunk and I entered a local tough man competition for boxing.
Oh,
and I was in the parking lot drinking beers and seeing him.
Yeah,
and I was all pumped up, ready to because I was going to fight that night.
You're like, I need some fucking practice,
and so I did boxing a little bit, so I have a good 4-piece.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing it means you can fucking clean somebody's clock.
Yeah. It's just 4 punches in a row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just, I have a really good 3-piece, but I have a good 4-piece.
Oh, okay.
And that's just 4 punches in a row is what a 4-piece is.
So.
And I got out of the truck we were in, and I made eye contact with him, and he called me a bitch. And I walked up, and I just bounced his head off the brick wall behind him. Then I went back and I left him laying on the ground.
Good.
Yeah, and then I did a tough man that competition, which I was extremely intoxicated, and I got my ass whooped.
Well, you whooped one ass that night.
Yeah, and wasn't in the competition.
That's okay.
I fought with the local football students, and I was drunk, and he was sober, and that is never a good thing.
How old were you at this time?
23.
Okay. That's been damn near 20 years then.
Yeah.
Fuck, who cares?
Yeah, and the next day he said, "Hey, look, on the bullying thing, and you beating that kid up, whatever."
Yeah.
But the fact you didn't come to class today and you missed this many days, we're gonna have to suspend you for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
That kid that you beat up is gonna be expelled for bullying.
Oh, good. He was white, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't a hate crime then. Good.
Yeah, and they were like, "You can come back in 6 months," but
yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do in Wyoming for 6 months? You just left, right?
Yeah, I called my mom. She bought me a bus ticket to my dad's house.
Okay.
And I went to California and proceeded to get fucking strung out for a while.
Okay. Was that before or after prison?
After.
Okay.
Yeah, after.
So you didn't like get out of prison and be like, I'm gonna clear sailing from here on. You were still like,
dude, no. When I got out of prison, I stopped doing drugs for a while.
Oh, well, you still like knocked a kid out in Wyoming.
Oh, dude, when I got out of prison, I was drinking.
Yeah.
I was working. Yeah. I was fucking, and I was fighting.
Yeah, fighting, fucking. Yeah, there's a Wheeler Walker song about that. Dude, fighting, fucking, drinking. Yeah,
I used to say, I was like, "We fighting or fucking tonight." It's the same thing for me.
Man, I have never had that period in my life. I've had like, I might fuck, and I'm definitely not gonna fight.
Yeah, dude.
And I'll drink a little. Yeah,
I was known, and like you could whip my ass, it's fine.
Sure, well, you can recover.
I'd take an ass whooping.
Man, I've never gotten my ass kicked. And I'm 42. I ain't going to do it now. If I haven't had it done by now, I ain't going to do it.
Dude, when I got divorced a couple years ago, like I was angry. And
Yeah,
I've worked really hard the past 15 years on kind of like, because I've always been a real caring and emotional person.
Yeah.
And I've worked really hard on the past 15 years to kind of become that. Because that's what
I don't know that side of you. I just know the funny side.
And that's my personality. That's who I actually am.
Yeah. No, I can tell you definitely, but you also you don't you're not a party to fools either. You're like, fuck these people. You can't work in recovery and deal with assholes because you're like, you know what? If this person wants to not be an asshole anymore, I'll help them out.
Oh yeah, dude.
You've helped me learn that. just not in any such way where you've sat down with me and been like, you're like, fuck that guy. You know, like, and I've kind of taken that attitude.
And there's some people that think I don't like them.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't like them. It's just that
I don't fuck with them.
Yeah, we ain't got no reason to be friends.
Yeah, no. And I've started putting those boundaries in my life. If somebody's going to draw me into their bullshit, I'm like, and I can learn to recognize that before it happens.
If vagina doesn't come with your bullshit, I'm not going to put up with it.
Yeah, no. And even then, I was married to a vagina that had a lot of bullshit.
Same.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're good now. You got a lady who doesn't have. I mean, she might have other type of bullshit attached, but she ain't going to get you in any trouble.
No, never.
That's good. I need one of those, man. I need one of those. But you know,
sometimes I'm just kind of like, baby, you can start some shit. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Even if you're wrong, I'll back you up.
I don't think she wants to start any shit.
I don't know, dude.
Really?
She'll talk shit sometimes.
Oh, really? My ex-wife would do that. She would tell me shit after we got divorced. Like, some bitch pulled a gun on me or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, she will like, you know how sometimes like Chris Hinds will stop being funny and go on a rant?
Oh, yeah. I was talking to somebody about that last night.
Yeah, and if Angelica's in the crowd, she'll be like, be funny, motherfucker.
Well, he'll get rolled misogynist, too. Like, there's these college girls that hang out. Shout out Hannah and Marta. They're the best. I saw them at a show. You know which ones, the redhead.
Thank you for supporting comedy.
Absolutely. Well, they haven't been back recently because they're like, Chris Hinds is like fucking low-key. Like, he'll be like, these fucking bitches and their pussies and all this shit. And I'm like, quit it, Chris. They're just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, you running the pussy off.
Yeah, I know.
And vagina brings more creep people.
Were you there when Ricky went off on Heist? And he's like, you're walking the audience or whatever. No. And it's like, I mean, there's a reason I like Chris going up at 6 because everybody that wants to have an audience can go before him. And if they stick around after Chris, they're in for the long haul. They are in for the long haul. Because as much as he will sometimes walk people, there will be people that will come specifically to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a weird dichotomy. Yeah, man. So how do you feel about the scene right now with the comics? Like, because I know you've been putting Josh up on a couple times. He's fucking good. I love Josh.
He did okay at Two Dogs.
He did okay at Two Dogs. Right. You don't mince words.
He did okay. He was a little too high.
Yeah, and I mean that's a thing that happens, you know.
Yeah.
I've been trying. When I'm getting booked, I don't get high beforehand. I'll fucking get high at an open mic. But my set the other night, you were there for. I felt like my set at Lantern was real good.
Was it?
Yeah, I felt like it was, and I did pretty good when I opened up Bar PM the other night.
You're definitely a lot fucking better than you were 3 years ago. I'll tell you that, bro.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm working on new material with the weight loss and stuff. So right now. Where are you? Because a lot of your material is shit from your youth. You know, stories about your dad being in prison. But what is your source from now that you're in a happy, stable relationship again? Where are you getting your material from?
My life.
Your life. I mean, you've got a lot. You've got a whole biography to.
I got my strongest set right now is a clean set.
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes.
I haven't seen you do that set yet.
That's my strongest set right now is a clean set. It's 20 minutes. And so I got a whole bunch of jokes about being married to my girl.
Yeah.
You know?
That's relatable material.
Yeah. And people love that. Like,
yeah.
They love the dating app joke I'm doing now.
Yeah. Which remind me about that one.
dating apps for women is like going to the dog shelter to get a pound.
That's right.
And then I talk about how when my wife found me, she was like, "Oh, look, an overweight lab.
Yeah.
I bet he's housebroken."
That is 100% true because I like to put in my dating apps, like I got off the apps. Kreia, shout out Kreia, who my counselor, his former coworker, right?
Yeah.
She last session, I see her tomorrow. Last session, she's like, because I got all fucked up over that last woman I dated. I haven't seen her in 6 months, but she keeps like coming back in, whatever. And she's like, you should take like 3 months off from dating. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. But I might fuck. That doesn't count, right? Because there's this woman I saw last night, and she's DTF. But I think she's not one that I'm going to fall in love with, I don't think. She's one that I might
God, I hope not.
I'm not. I'm not.
Like,
I'm not.
I
But I might, see if I can. I need one of those friends with benefit situations. Those are hard to come by as a 42. For me, they're hard to come by because I get too involved, emotionally speaking.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm a fucking romantic and shit.
Yeah, dude. You got trouble fucking them if you don't like them.
Yeah, I do, man.
My favorite ones to fuck were the ones I didn't like.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's what because I've been there before. I fucked women I didn't like, but it was when I was still married, so I knew that there was no risk of me like I got a wife who back at home, I wasn't cheating on her. We had an open thing. If anybody's watching this, I'm afraid my mom is going to go through and watch all these and be like, well, now I know all my son's secrets. Not all of them.
I remember when I realized that my ex-wife was messing with another dude. I was so mad.
See, that never happened to me without my consent.
I was pissed, dude. I was mad enough that my girlfriend was tired of hearing about it.
That's a bit you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure I've heard that.
I look back on it now, too. Why was I mad at her? I'd been fucking around for like a year.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like a marriage is like a 6-man football game. There just needs to be a rule. Like if you're 75 points ahead, you just call it. Like if you're both fucking other people, you just need to call it.
For real. And and she told me years before, she was like, just don't bring that fucking glitter in my bed, and don't talk about what the fuck you do with your homies.
Oh, really? So she was like kind of okay with.
Well, she just
didn't want to know.
Well, she worked a lot. I worked a lot.
Yeah.
I had hobbies. She didn't like my hobbies.
Yeah.
So, and I hung out with a bunch of old field dudes at that time. And,
yeah.
And I had some AA friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm a social butterfly.
Same.
Especially back then. Yeah. So I was out and about. Mm-hmm. And she didn't want to. She was like, "I'm gonna work, come home, go to fucking bed. You do whatever the fuck you want."
Damn, yeah.
And
yeah, that's
like I remember one time, one of my homeboys started talking about us going to the strip club because I brought him out with me one night in our house, and she threw him the fuck out of the house.
Damn,
because you weren't allowed to talk about that shit in the house. That was the rule.
Okay. So she was kind of old school in that way.
Yeah,
like, you're going to respect my house.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. She was like, you need to shut the fuck up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, my ex-wife went to the strip club with me. It was crazy. Like, we did that shit back in Amarillo, and then we did it sometimes here. I don't know. By the time we were doing it here, it was basically like, I don't know. We were just doing our own thing. But yeah, I didn't have hobbies back when I was married. That was a problem. Me and her did everything together. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, next chick, next real relationship I would get into, I'm like, you know what? You don't have to come to the open mics with me. I prefer you didn't.
Angelica doesn't care.
She comes sometimes.
Yeah, she doesn't necessarily care for the open mics. Mm-hmm. And she likes she comes to my shows now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to support for a real ass show.
And then she doesn't like. I tell her too, like, because some weeks she works like 60 hours a week. I'm like, babe, you don't need to come to the fucking show.
No.
I'm just gonna go rip the same 20 minutes you've heard forever.
Yeah, go hang out with the dogs, and
I'll get paid. Yeah. I'll be home about 15 minutes after the show ends.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Hour tops.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's healthy because, I mean, you don't have like pro stand. You don't have Shane Gillis's, girlfriend on the road with him and stuff. They some guys will do that, but I think most comics, they like to go and they like to hang with other comics.
Yeah.
That's the fucking best. I mean, that is not the smartest thing, but one of the things that Chris Heiss has said off stage that I'm like resonated with me. He's like, the best part about doing comedy is hanging out with other comics. I'm like, yeah, it is.
I don't hang out with you guys a lot right now.
Well, you got a relationship to foster and stuff and cars to work on.
Yeah, I got so much. Fuck, I got so much shit to fucking do.
Comedy is all the shit I do. I don't own a home, so I don't have home repairs to do. My car is fine right now. I got my bumper replaced, so all I do is comedy and fucking hang out with my mom and try and be a good son sometimes.
Yeah.
Get high with the homies. I hang out. There's a couple women I hang out with. We're just like friends kind of right now because right before I got off the dating apps, I met a couple cool chicks. One of them named Morgan. We only hung out once. I told you about that, right? I was gonna make my joke come true, but I don't think she's too nice of a girl for me to just like fuck with her feelings.
I wouldn't tell that joke in front of her.
No, I wouldn't tell that joke in front. Well, she told me, she's like, "Can I ask you something?" She's like, "If we like hang out, like don't tell jokes about me." I'm like, "You got it. I won't." I wrote one beforehand just in case. That's not about you. That's just about a girl named Morgan who could be any girl.
You know what I used to do when I was single in comedy? One of the things I used to do, right, is I would meet a chick and I would invite her to the open mic.
Oh, really?
And then I would kind of look at her social media.
Yeah.
And see what she was into.
Oh my God. That's a good idea.
I would write a couple jokes based on what she was into. Oh. So then I would get up there and I would do jokes
tailored for her.
Wow,
that's a good idea.
See
how she reacts.
Most of the time they would eat it up. They would love
of course,
it.
Yeah.
That's
like the Matt Rife thing. Talk to me.
Yeah, and
I want to talk to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was literally just creating an environment for them to be happy in.
Wow.
And impressed with me.
Wow, that's a serious comedic form of gaslighting. Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's so great.
Like if she was into Harry Potter, she had Harry Potter shit on her Facebook or dogs on her Facebook. Like
find out which house she's part of. It's like, as a Hufflepuff,
So I would go up there and do a Harry Potter and some doggy jokes.
Wow.
I
have never thought of that.
And maybe a joke or two about how I'm a piece of shit, but not too misogynistic.
Not too much.
Just how I'm a piece of shit,
Wow.
And then afterwards, he'd be like, "Oh my God, that was so good." And I'm like, "No, it wasn't, bitch."
Yeah, no.
That sucked.
Yeah, but
it was for you.
That's good. Yeah. I need to do that. Because I haven't. So I've dated 3 women since I split up, and all of them came out to comedy. The last one did 2 sets. Bad idea. Yeah. Bad idea. Because she was like, "Oh, this is fun." She was doing podcast shit with me. And then, of course, when she didn't want to see me anymore, I'm like, "Bitch, you can't come around anymore."
Yeah, that's not how that works.
So,
like,
I think I might. Next real relationship I get into, I'm going to keep her at arm's length from the stand-up. I'll be like, "This is my world. You want to be serious about me? I'll let you in." But because it was like you were dating Angelica for a few months before we met her, right? You were almost like living there practically before you started bringing her around, pretty much.
I think so on that one.
Good move.
The one before her, I didn't bring around.
I didn't meet that one. I think that was before I started.
The one before that one was kind of just stalking me.
Oh, yeah.
She was showing up at all the open mics.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm too needy. I'm reading this book now about like being less needy as a guy. And if you're less needy, then they'll need you, especially if they're needy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that works.
Yeah. See, these are things most guys just know, like intuitively. I was married for 16 years and married my first girlfriend, so I never learned it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it sucks.
I never had a real relationship before my first wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was incapable of them.
You were just fighting and fucking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
And when I dated a girl, it'd be for like 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then she'd be like, "This guy's kind of a piece of shit."
Yeah, that's what other friends have told me, and it's like and I understand that now because when you live your life, like, oh, you're doing drugs, you're having fun, you're fucking doing it's not the ingredients to make a successful relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk a little bit when we get into more biographical stuff. So, how old were you when you got locked up?
The first time?
Well, the first time it was a long stint. Like, because you only did one long stint, right?
Yeah, I was 20.
20, okay.
Yeah, I got first time I ever was locked up for a period of time. I was like 12.
Oh shit! Okay, was that like in a juvenile detention?
Yeah.
How long was that?
A month or two.
Okay. Yeah, that's serious as a 12-year-old. That is nothing to.
I went to boot camp too to the behavior modification program in California when I was a preteen.
Man, and it didn't work.
Well, fuck no, it didn't work. It made me worse.
Yeah.
And then when a dude, so I need to write this joke, and I'm not sure how to write it yet. The premise has been there. So when I was 15 in Texas, I was in alternative education at the time.
Okay.
And they brought a group of us for the Scared Straight program.
Oh, okay.
Right. And there was 3 guys that were my friends at the time. One of them became not my friend later on, and fuck that dude. But anyways, we all they took us to a prison.
Oh, okay.
For Scared, like the Scared Straight you see on TV, right? And me and the 2 guys that were my friends all went to prison. like we all went to prison.
Wow, crazy. How many? So for you, it was like when you were what, 13?
I was 15.
15. So 5 years later.
5 years later, I went to prison.
Adult prison. How long was it for your friends? Is it longer for them?
No, around the same time.
About the same time.
Yeah, around the same
about the time you're an adult.
So I got arrested on a felony as an adult 3 months after I turned 18.
Oh, shit. Was that the same time you were like wanted for like half an hour in San Angelo?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the judge signed my warrant at 6. They put me on the local news as San Angelo's Most Wanted at like 10:30, and I was arrested at like 11:10.
Oh, jeez. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've heard that joke. So you're trying to find a joke where the Scared Straight, you and all your friends went and...
Yeah, it's like, so I want to write it as the Scared Straight program was a preparation.
Well, your tag, you Scared Straight into prison.
Yeah.
Scared Straight into prison, man. Yes. What kind of shit were they saying to you when you were 15? Were you like, you're going to get fucked in the ass, boy, for a pack of cigarettes or whatever?
So, like, they took our shoes, right?
Okay.
The inmates took our shoes, and they're like, and all the dudes, like, surrounded me and were like, rah, 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 rah. I'll give you 3 suits for him. No, he's my bitch.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there just not saying nothing. Like,
you've probably known guys from prison, right?
Yeah, my cousins. Like, I was just sitting there not saying nothing. Like, I'm just waiting for this to be over.
Yeah.
They can't do nothing to me. And then some white dude walked up in the middle of it and said, hey, bro, you want to come with me? And I was like, no, man, whatever. And looking on it now, I should have got up and walked with the white dude.
Yeah, because he probably would have spit some real truth at you.
And then I finally got the opportunity, like I needed to piss, so I go to the bathroom. One of the inmates followed me to the bathroom. And he's like, it would be a few minutes before the guards could even get over here. And I got done taking my piss, and I turned around and said, well, bitch, it won't be fucking free. and then he just like had a shock look on his face. I was like, yeah, because he thought he was going to like
you were going to crumble and start crying.
Yeah, and I just turned around. I was like, no, well, bitch, it won't be fucking free.
Did they know, like, would any of these guys know who your dad was, or was he?
Okay. Yeah, no.
He wasn't. He'd been in prison, though, right?
No, my dad was never locked up.
Your dad was never locked up. Wow.
Dude, my dad was only ever locked up in county. He never went to prison.
Legend.
My dad never had a tattoo.
Wow.
My dad was like a legit fucking like outlaw, drug addict, criminal.
Yeah. What didn't your dad like hang out with Hell's Angels and shit like that in California?
Dude, my dad.
Yeah, but he wasn't a member. He was just what did they call that? Like a friendly or something? Like,
yeah, something like that. Well, so my dad wasn't a hang around.
Okay.
Because like
he was too crazy, right?
Yeah, and so they're like friends of the club or something they call them. Mm-hmm. Or associates or something.
Yeah.
And what it was is he was just too much.
Really?
Yeah, because the prospect for somebody like that, you got to listen.
Yeah, yeah.
And my dad was just incapable of listening.
Yeah. But he wasn't in the military or anything, right?
No,
so yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It's so funny. My dad could not have been the more opposite of a human being than me. or than that. So I'm a lot more like him, and I would say you're a lot more like your dad in that way.
Yeah, my dad. Oh, my dad was fucking wild.
Yeah.
Dude. I miss him.
Yeah,
He was
how long has he been gone?
6 years. I
6
think?
years, man. Mine's been gone 16 years. So I didn't even really have my dad as an adult, hardly. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
hardly. Yeah. I was 26, almost 27 when he died. So I was like barely an adult. I'd been married like 2.5, 3 years. If my dad had been around a little bit longer, he probably would have been like, your wife's a cunt. You need to divorce her or something. My dad would have said the word cunt.
My dad was like, because I was real honest and open with my father,
Yeah.
and so was he with me.
Oh, that's good.
So our relationship was kind of unhealthy,
Yeah.
considering it. But my dad was like, "Man, you don't need to live like that, son."
Yeah.
When my marriage was getting towards its end,
Yeah. So it was things were kind of going downhill whenever he passed.
yeah.
Okay.
And my dad was just like, you don't have to live like that.
Yeah.
You need, like, if they're behaving in this and this
Yeah,
that way, and
man.
you're behaving like this, he's like, that shit ain't gonna last. So you need to be prepared to do something different. Like my father was telling me that.
Yeah, yeah. So my dad was married. He didn't know how to because how many times was your dad married? Like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, my dad married to my mom, and that's it. Probably never even slept with a woman besides my mom. So yeah, I didn't have that somewhat toxic male advice where he's like, "Bitch, don't do what you want. Give him the boot."
Yeah, my dad used to, goddamn, he had so many he'd be like, "I'll just tell a bitch, in ya or on ya, it's going somewhere."
Yeah, man. That's so. Were your parents still friends with each other up until the end?
It depends on what years.
Yeah. Well, they had how many kids? They had 2.
They had 2.
You and which brother?
Chris.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought. Your little brother has a different mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just depends on like what years. Like,
yeah, I could see Chris and you. Like, yeah, you seem like you would be raised by the same dad. I love
dude.
Chris.
Me and Chris were fucking hellions when we were kids.
Oh yeah. He stayed out of prison though, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Chris, he got a master's degree.
Yeah, smart guy.
Yeah, like he had a corporate job forever.
Yeah.
He never really got in much trouble. Until
You're also a
his divorce.
smart guy. You just had a different path.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Dude.
I miss him. He's not at Bar PM on Thursdays anymore.
Dude, I didn't realize how intelligent I was until
In what way?
I didn't know that I was intelligent.
Oh, okay.
Like I literally just was unaware of my own intelligence. And the fact that I can read at a higher level, that I write well.
When did you figure that out? How old were you?
28.
Oh shit. See, I figured it out when I was like in junior high school. And that's kind of a curse, realizing that you're kind of smart because you don't fulfill any of your potential. Because you're like, I'm smart. I got all this potential. I fucking didn't. Well, I went to college, but it wasn't like you have a good job or anything now.
I didn't. The last grade I completed, honestly, was 6th grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I didn't give school much thought.
Yeah.
I was already smoking weed and peddling pot as a teenager.
Yeah.
Sometimes peddling a little coke. I just kind of thought I was gonna be a fuckhead.
Really?
Yeah. So
and then you're like, oh shit, but I'm smarter than all these other assholes that are doing the same shit as me.
No, I didn't realize that then. And then
it was after you got clean.
Yeah, and before I got clean, I was kind of like I was thinking outside the box with some of the stuff we were doing.
In what way?
Like I met this real estate agent in California and the house market had crashed.
Okay.
And there was a bunch of empty houses out there.
Okay.
So me and him partnered together and he pulled the lease paperwork.
Okay.
And we would advertise. I'd go into a house, I'd pull the foreclosure sign, I would change the locks.
Yeah.
I'd get a couple tweaker girls to clean it up, right? Make sure everything works. And then throw it on Craigslist release. So, and we would require first, last, and deposit to move in.
Yeah.
And we would offer cash discounts. And then they would show up at the house. He'd show them the house. Yeah. They would sign the lease. He'd take the money. We would split it. And with the way the housing laws are in California, these people would turn on the electricity.
Wow.
This and that, right? And by the time the bank got to the house and realized people were living there, they'd been there 6-7 months.
Whoa.
And they'd have to evict them because of the squatter rights.
So these people basically got a place to live and you got money. Wow.
Yeah, like.
So if you could apply those skills to something legal, which, I mean, most people make their money doing shady shit, illegal, even billionaires. That's how they.
Like, I had this realization too, like, so my dad always kind of worked at an automotive shop or had one there at the last like 10, 15 years of his life after he kind of got out of the family business. And I remember being at my dad's shop one time and we didn't have any work.
Yeah.
And these tweakers show up and they're like, hey, we're hauling off tires. We'll do your tires at $3 a tire. And semi tires are normally $6 to dispose.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. Sometimes $8. And my dad was like, I ain't got no money to pay y'all right now. Mm-hmm. Oh, and they were like, okay. And they left. And I was like, Dad, where do you think they're dumping them tires? Because me and Dad both do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're not taking them to the disposal place. They're fucking dumping them on a riverbank.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, where can you put tires and not get in trouble? Mm-hmm. So we came up with this idea. I went to the neighborhood and I got a crackhead, a little tweaker dude, to rent me a storage shed.
Oh, okay.
So rent me the biggest storage shed you can imagine. Then I went to the shops in the area with my truck and trailer and was like, hey, man, I'll haul off all your tires for $4 a pop. And they'd be like, fuck yeah. And
so he's saving $2 a tire.
Yeah, and I load up 300 tires on my trailer, and then I'd go to that storage unit and
$1,200. Okay,
and fill it up with tires.
Whoa!
And
how much were you paying the tweaker? Like $50 or something?
Just a little bag of drugs.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's a tweaker. Sorry.
Yeah, and pay for the first month of the storage shed up front, which was like $80.
Yeah,
and I'd give him some drugs, and he'd be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah."
Wow.
And then I'd fill the storage shed up with tires.
Yeah.
And then we just not pay the bill.
See, that's smart, but that's also knowing how shit works. See, I wouldn't even. It's like using your ghetto connections, your trailer park connections to make money.
I'm not illegally disposing tires.
No, that's not illegal. That's everybody's getting what they want.
I'm just storing them.
Tweaker gets money and a little bit of, people get a place to live, and it's all these businesses are great. Why aren't you doing that here now?
Yeah, because I'm a functioning member of society.
Damn it.
And so so's
Jeff Bezos.
So when they didn't pay the bill, they'd auction it off, but when they cut the lock to open the storage shed, they would realize, oh, fuck.
We got to get rid of all these tires.
Now they're stuck with all these tires. It's their job to dispose of them. I was storing them.
That is so smart.
I did nothing illegal.
Yeah. So how many times did you do that?
10.
Wow. So 12. So let's just say you made $1,200 each time. That's $12,000. That's a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's just a side thing. Yeah. That's a side hustle, man.
We would come up with all types of dumb stuff, dude.
Wow. That's not dumb. That's smart as fuck. So that's when you realized, hey, I'm kind of smart.
Yeah. Well, that's when then I got sober, and when I first got sober, I was just trying to learn to live on my feet. I was unable to regulate my emotions, so I was trying to learn how to do that.
Did you ever go on any kind of psychotropic medication? Or
no,
anything?
Yeah. Shout out to Lamictal and Wellbutrin. Yeah, and Wellbutrin is my friend.
Cymbalta for me, it's an anti-anxiety, antidepressant. I doubled my dosage after my surgery because I was like, fuck, I'm not okay.
Nothing like a Wellbutrin and energy drink in the morning to make you get going.
Yeah, I do an energy. My ex-wife told me, she's like, you're like a Disney princess in the morning. I'm like in a good mood in the morning. I wake up good. She was not a good waker upper.
And then I don't know, when I started working.
So what was your first like straight job like after prison and stuff?
Well, when I got out of prison, I worked in the oil fields. I did landscaping.
Was that here in Texas?
Like San Angelo.
San Angelo. Okay.
Yeah. And then I worked for my dad in Cali a little bit and stole shit.
Okay.
Kind of just fucked around to get high mostly.
Yeah.
And then when I came to Texas, I did some framing. I did some landscaping. And then I worked at McAllister's.
I remember you got a joke about that. Yeah. Your brother just got a master's degree. Curtis worked at McAllister's for 6 months.
Yeah.
He's sober.
Then I worked at Cane's, and then I got in the drug and alcohol industry, and I was there forever.
Okay. Yeah, because you were working, you were like in what, like administration?
I was on the board of directors the last few years.
That's crazy.
I started out as the weekend gym guy.
Wow.
Weekend gym guy, and then overnight CNA.
Yeah.
Then I became a lead during the day shifts, and then assistant coordinator, then safety guy, then IT guy, then quality assurance director.
And basically self-taught on all those, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's really cool. That's
I don't
awesome.
know. I learn and retain at a really fast pace.
Yeah. Same.
And I didn't realize that, God damn, what the fuck did I do when I was young?
And you got the personality skills too. You're selling cars now and you're good at that. So yeah. We won't say where, but hit him up if you want to buy a car. You've sold some to some of our friends, yeah.
I sell a lot of cars.
That's
too.
cool, man.
I just be helpful to whoever comes through the door.
So when you were working in the recovery stuff, I mean, I'm guessing you were taking some pride in that because the job is obviously, they're paying you, but it was rewarding in more ways than just the paycheck.
Yeah, sometimes you get the opportunity to help a person.
Yeah, and you have I know one of your close friends, Josh, you met through.
Oh God, God, he was such a fucking mess.
He told me a little bit. I don't know him as well, but I like him. He's a good.
So one of my best friends, I got fucking stuff. So he shows up.
Yeah,
and when he shows up, he's sitting on the couch at this rehab, right?
Yeah,
and me and Troy, my old roommate, me and Odie walk in.
Yeah,
and he's sitting on the couch, and Odie's like, "You been searched yet?" And I'm like, they let this motherfucker in here without searching him?
Oh, no.
And they're like, come on. And so we take him to get searched, and he has 14 knives on him.
Good God.
We're like, what the fuck, dude? Did you not know you were coming to rehab? And so we take all his knives, and then he's just a shithead client.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was the overnight guy.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with this bullshit at night, right?
Wow.
Then I move into a sober living here as a house manager.
Okay.
And he leaves rehab. He goes on like a bender, gets in some trouble, comes back to rehab, and I was kind of known where I used to work for at that time, the shitheads they call Curtis Hinds.
Oh, okay.
I dealt with the shitheads because most of the shitheads knew me, they respected me, they'd listen to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you know how to talk to those guys.
Yeah, and I'm always I'm real even keel. So
yeah. I can see
calm demeanor, hey bro, stop being a bitch. It's okay. Hey, just and I walk in and I can hear him down the hall cussing at the nurses.
Oh God.
And I walk in, I'm like, Josh, stop fucking with these goddamn nerds. As soon as I walked in the room, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, Curtis. And then he goes back to rehab, he gets sober, and then he comes to the sober living that I'm the house manager at. Yeah. And as soon as he shows up, they're like, he's your problem.
Yeah.
So I got to deal. I'm dealing with this motherfucker, and I'm annoyed from him half the time.
Sure.
But I kind of grew fond of him.
Of course.
And so I start hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Even though he's my client, there's no real laws there because I don't have a license.
Yeah, you're not an LPC.
Yeah, exactly. So we're kind of chilling and eating Whataburger and on Friday night, and if I'm not with my girlfriend, I'm hanging out with him. And,
that's cool.
And then he runs off in the mud, gets sober again.
Yeah.
And then he's at the halfway house and we're hanging out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need an apartment. And I was now managing an apartment complex.
It just worked out.
And I was like, he's like, I need an apartment, bro. And I was like, bet, bitch, come on.
Yeah.
So I gave him an apartment. So now he lived in an apartment complex I managed for 5 years.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. And then now he's married with kids. I think it's his wife's birthday today. I saw on Facebook. Happy birthday, Paige.
Yeah, happy birthday, Paige.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So he's one of the. And obviously a lot of people helped him on the way, and but you could see the success stories there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fucking rad.
I see the deaths too.
Yeah, yeah, and those deaths suck. Yeah,
I got in trouble a lot at that job too for telling clients.
What'd you tell them?
Just to fuck off, to stop being a bitch.
I used to work in children's homes. I've told you a little bit about that. Me and my ex-wife did that. So I did it before I was married at the Texas Boys Ranch. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there were probably kids that went through that probably went through rehab when there's this one kid named Kalen. The knife story was similar. We knew he had stolen some knives from the kitchen of the house. Like, I was the weekend relief staff. I was watching these fucking 14, 15, 16-year-old boys. All the way up to 18. Some of them had cars and could go to their jobs. Well, this fuckhead Kalen had stolen some knives, and I had to call in John, the fucking manager of the place, because I'm like, you got to talk to this kid, because I don't know how. I worked there like 3 or 4 months at the time. I'm like, I don't know if I'd call this kid out if he's going to grab a knife and stab me or what. I've never, but John was a military guy. He was like a rear admiral or something in the Navy, and he was he knew how to talk to the kids. And but I would have gotten good at that job if I hadn't have worked with my ex-wife, because I knew how to talk to those kids. I told this one kid, I was like, you're gonna end up dead and or in prison if you don't fucking quit acting like an asshole.
Dude, for real though.
Yeah.
Like, and I would tell some of them fuckers, like if they refuse to get out of bed, I'd kick in their bedroom door, blow the air horn, and be like, acknowledge my existence. Like,
I can see you getting in trouble there, but I mean, when you're dealing with kids, they're a little bit more dealing with adults. Fuck them.
I kind of learned like to face things head on and not give a fuck.
Yeah.
To like, dude, I'm here to help you not die.
Yeah.
That's my job. My job is to hopefully give you some coping skill.
Yeah.
At least by example or by somebody telling you no for the first time in your goddamn life.
Yeah.
That is my job.
Yeah.
And there was many a times I would be in this lady Carmen's office and she'd be like, Curtis, you can't speak to him like that. I'd be like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
We're playing by prison rules here because we're trying to keep them alive. Yeah.
And then I worked a lot of the low bottom halfway houses too.
What does that mean exactly?
Just the last stop on the road.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and so
they're halfway gone at that point.
Halfway. Halfway means they sleep there.
Okay. I wasn't sure what the term.
But it means they can go out and do shit.
Okay. Yeah, my cousin Ben never did was in prison, but he spent some time in one of those kind of environments.
I don't work in the industry because
it's a lot.
Well, I became real callous towards the newcomer, and I still am to this day.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, fuck's your problem? Like, I get annoyed.
Yeah.
And I just...
But you still speak at meetings and stuff like that.
I just seen so many people not make it because of their own bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think I've always heard that within the childcare industry too, like taking care of kids and shit, you don't. The average amount of time is 2-3 years, and that's about the amount of time I worked in it. You get callous to it, and you're just like, I'm not going to be able to help, because especially with CPS kids and stuff, you see them going down the same path as their parents and shit. Like,
not a fan, dude.
Nah, me neither.
I feel bad. Like, I still sponsor guys, though.
That's good.
I participate in AA to some extent. At this point, though, I'm kind of hands off because sobriety is just my natural being.
Yeah, no, I've never any point I'm like, oh, I'm worried about Curtis falling off the wagon. We have other friends. Yeah, those guys barely get on the wagon before they fall off. Yeah, dude. But that's their shit.
With those friends, I'm just going to be their friend.
Yeah, that's kind of what it. Yeah, I've gotten a little too emotionally involved with some of that, and I'm like, have to take a step back because I'm like, I'm not getting drawn into this.
Yeah, like, I'm here for you, whatever you need. Whether we're just going to do comedy. Yeah, I can help you out in some shape or form, but your life's your life.
Yeah.
And I've lost too many people that I'm close to.
Yeah. I get that. Man, this got heavier than I meant. But we talked about funny shit. We talked about serious shit.
Let's talk about comedy before we end.
Okay, I'm going to end on one question, but let's talk about comedy. Yeah. Let's what do you have to say?
I got a roast coming up at the 87th Lounge.
March 28th, right?
March 28th, Odessa, Texas.
Odessa.
We have a bunch of great comics coming in for $2 for the last Saturday of the month.
That's the 29th, right?
The 29th.
Yeah.
I'm headlining in Childress, Texas, April 4th. I'm real excited about that.
Yes. May the 4th be with April the 4th be with you. Yeah. Never mind.
We got the Back Off Tea Challenge happening at Hillcrest Country Club.
Oh, shit.
I love doing that shit.
Is that where you heckle the golfers?
Yes.
When is that?
May 2nd, I believe.
Is that like on a weekday?
Yeah, it's like on a weekday.
I might have to see if I can get off because I want to do that.
And then May 10th, the Lubbock team is doing the comedy contest with Sweat Chuckles, Kimothy, and me at Brooks Theater in San Angelo, Texas. We should be coming in strong and heavy for that one. I got a couple other things in the works. I hope to re-record my special mac and cheese again in the next few months.
Awesome, yeah. Where are you going to do it?
I'm not sure yet.
You could do it at Bar PM.
I'm not,
but it's a weird room for.
I'm thinking about using the. I just did the Battle of the Bands for Luca. I hosted that event.
Oh, was it at the Ice House or whatever?
Yeah, it was at the Firehouse.
Firehouse.
The Firehouse Theater.
Ice House is the outside.
I'm really thinking about talking to some people over there and maybe filming my special there.
I have a friend who runs down there. We'll talk afterwards. I can probably put you in town.
No, I know the
Justin,
program director.
Oh, okay. Is it Mary or something? I forget.
Yeah, I know the program director.
All right, good deal.
So
sweet.
We're hoping to. I haven't partnered with them, but I spoke in passing about us doing comedy there. So
I definitely I want to get you on another one of those shows at the Vape Shop too, because they liked you. They liked you there. I might even have you host one of those too.
There's a couple comedy comedy festivals that I've entered. And,
sweet. Where at?
So I'm just hoping. Well, let me hear back from them.
Okay.
So cool. I plan to do a few of those at summer.
I hope so.
Right now, my goal is to rewrite my next special.
Okay.
And make it more coherent.
I hear you. Yeah.
I've been struggling with rehearsing.
Yeah, and that's hard. I don't do that enough either.
I want to get more practice because my goal is to do an hour.
Yeah.
And I thought I would be ready to do an hour at this point, and I'm unsure currently.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of great jokes, you know.
Yeah,
I do. I love comedy, and I write every day. My newest joke is real. My newest joke's one of my current favorites, man. Why will Google not let you leave reviews for prisons?
That's so funny. I heard that the first time the other night. It's like that's such a funny concept.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Well, at least this way people will know what you're getting into. Yeah. Robertson, Texas.
Yeah. I mean,
recommend.
Anywhere you're going to go, you need to know.
Yeah.
Where's Robinson, Texas?
Abilene.
Oh, okay.
Montford unit.
The Montford, yeah, okay.
Montford unit, Lubbock, Texas. Great pair of glasses. Kind of fucking crazy. For real. Bird. 150-man showers. Kind of gay, you know?
That's great.
Middleton, Abilene, Texas. A guard touched my balls. He made me cough, but it felt gay. Snyder, Texas. Lots of sex. All gay. Like it's such a great joke.
It's good, man. In the delivery, it's just like writing it like a Yelp review.
Yes. It is a Yelp review.
Yelp for prison. We're gonna call it help.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. That's all right. So last question. We're almost at an hour. Since it is the Breaking Hyman podcast, this is a green screen, but it says Breaking Hyman right here. We like to ask our guests how they lost their virginity. How'd you break your hymen, so to speak? How old were you and who was it with? It doesn't have to be any specific details unless you want to share.
There was a drunk girl in a room yelling for my buddy, and my buddy peer pressured me to go in that room at an age where I was way too fucking young.
Was it younger than 13?
Around that age.
Angel was on here yesterday. His was 13. It was just similar. It was like his cousin's friend or something.
Yeah.
And he fucked her once. And I'm like, good for you, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Man. Well, I was 23 and I kind of knew what I was doing. Yeah. I was way too old. See, you were way too young. I was way too old. Split the difference. 18 is the best age to lose it.
Yeah, 15, 16.
15, 16? Okay, well. And I was telling Angel, I was like, it sucks now that society frowns on a 42-year-old man having sex with a 15-year-old girl. I'll never have the chance. I missed my chance when I was 15.
No.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Where can they find you online?
You can catch me at Curtis Hinds Comedy on Instagram. Follow me on Curtis Hinds Facebook. Currently, follow me at Curtis Hinds 775 on TikTok.
Hell yeah.
And then you can follow me under Old Kurt Man on Snapchat.
Yeah. All the Snapchat even crazy.
Am I bringing?
Hey, bitches, don't hit up him in the DMs. He's engaged. Or
I deleted
or whatever. I don't know.
I deleted my old Snapchat because my girl asked me to.
That's smart. That's smart.
I respect her, so I did it. But
Yeah.
I'm about to start pursuing a new Snapchat of just me doing dumb shit.
Oh,
So
that's good.
It
Yeah.
should be entertaining. We'll wait and see.
Nice. Ladies, if you need a bearded comic, I'm your man. This one's taken. Thanks for watching Breaking Hyman Podcast. Thanks, Curtis.